The night was warm in Bogotá, the air thick with the scent of rain and possibility. Neon lights from a club called Mentiras Perfectas bled onto the wet streets, painting the city in vibrant, fleeting colors. Inside, the music was a heartbeat, a pulse that drowned out the world, a place where secrets could hide in plain sight. It was a place for perfect lies. This was Matt as his sanctuary, his escape. He came here often, chasing the rhythm, chasing beauty, chasing anything to distract him from a life that felt too quiet. He was a collector of moments, of glances, of conversations that led nowhere. But tonight was different. Tonight, he wasn't supposed to fall in love, especially not with them. Her name was Lucía. She moved through the crowd with a magnetic confidence, a dark-haired mystery who commanded attention without asking for it. And with her was Valeria, her best friend, whose smile was a gentle warmth that could disarm even the most guarded heart. When their three worlds collided at the bar, the air crackled with an energy none of them could ignore. Lucía was the first to speak, her voice a low, playful hum. She slid onto the stool next to him, her perfume a sweet, intoxicating cloud. "You look like trouble," she teased, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Matías leaned in, a smirk playing on his lips. "Only if you're looking for it." Valeria's soft laugh joined the music. She took a slow sip of her drink, her gaze holding his. "Oh, trust me," she said, her voice like velvet. "We already found it." What began as light-hearted banter quickly morphed into something more profound. There was a spark, an undeniable connection, but it was a current Matías couldn't quite grasp. He felt a pull towards both of them, an attraction that was as confusing as it was intense. But as the night wore on, he started noticing the secret language that passed between Lucía and Valeria. Shared glances, private smiles, a silent understanding that made him feel like an outsider looking in. He tried to reclaim their focus, to pull them back into his orbit, but their connection was a force of nature, powerful and beautifully real. Later, the DJ slowed the tempo, and the dance floor became a sea of swaying bodies. The three of them moved together, caught in the sultry rhythm. But then, Lucía gently pulled Valeria closer, her hand tracing a delicate path down her back. She whispered something in her ear, and Valeria's eyes fluttered shut. Matías stood frozen, a silent witness to a moment that felt both sacred and electrifying. The world seemed to slow down as Lucía and Valeria melted into each other, their movements a perfect unspoken poetry. When their lips finally met, it was as if the entire club, the music, the people, all faded into the background. This wasn't a kiss for an audience. It was raw and honest, a universe contained in a single touch. Valeria's fingers tangled in Lucía's dark hair as Lucía kissed her with a desperate tenderness, like it was both the first and the last time. The club lights bathed them in flashes of red and blue, a strobing heartbeat that matched the frantic rhythm in Matías's chest. He felt a complex storm of emotions swirling inside him, admiration, a sharp pang of desire, and a strange, hollow jealousy. It was a profound realization. He was not a character in their story. He was merely a spectator watching love unfold in its purest, most unapologetic form. He was witnessing a truth so powerful it defied the club's very name. Sometime later, he found them outside, bathed in the soft glow of the streetlights. The rain had paused, leaving the air clean and cool. Lucía was smoking, a faint trail of smoke curling into the night sky, while Valeria leaned against her shoulder, a picture of perfect contentment. "You're quiet," Valeria observed, her voice soft. Matías finally found his own voice, admitting a truth he was still processing. "I've never seen anything like that before." Lucía offered a small, knowing smile. There was no judgment in her eyes, no shame, just a simple, unadorned honesty. "You weren't supposed to," she said. And in that moment, he understood. The club's name, Mentiras Perfectas, was a mockery of what he'd just seen. Because here, under the Bogotá sky, there were no perfect lies. There was only the perfect truth of two people in love. For a little while, they invited him into their world. They shared stories, laughter, and stolen glances that still hummed with electricity. He felt welcomed, included, but the invisible boundary remained. He was a guest in a home that wasn't his, an observer of a love he could admire but never possess. Then, the rain began to fall again, soft and steady. Lucía turned to Valeria, her voice a low murmur against the sound of the rain. "Let's go home." Valeria nodded, her eyes never leaving Luke's as she took her hand. Before they turned to leave, Valeria leaned in and pressed a soft, fleeting kiss on Matt as his cheek. Her whisper was for him alone. "Some things you can't resist," she said, "but some things aren't meant for you to keep." He watched them walk away, hand in hand, their figures becoming silhouettes against the glittering city lights. Their laughter echoed back to him, a beautiful, haunting melody that mingled with the sound of the rain. Behind him, the neon sign of Mentiras Perfectas flickered one last time before the night swallowed its light. Matías stood there for a long time, the rain washing over him, feeling not loss, but a strange sense of clarity. He finally understood. Love doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't follow scripts or expectations. And sometimes the most breathtaking stories are the ones you get to witness, not the ones you get to write. He couldn't resist them, their confidence, their truth, their love. But he didn't need to. He realized that some desires aren't meant to be captured. They're meant to awaken you. As he finally turned and walked away from the silent club, a smile touched his lips. He felt lighter, freer. He had witnessed something real, something pure in a world of perfect lies, two souls finding their truth in each other. And that was a story worth carrying with him forever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you in the next one.